Welcome to the Lotco Business Podcast, a show all about helping you as a retailer, brand, or creative understand the actual business side of running your business. I offer straightforward, practical advice about the nitty-gritty of making money from your creative passion. We will be covering bite-sized business and marketing lessons, as well as interviews with experts and trailblazers in the fashion, homewares, and design industries. My name is Melissa Robbins. I'm a business coach, colour-loving, non-coffee drinking Melburnian. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to today's episode. My name is Melissa Robbins and I'm bringing you today an episode all about how to sort of move through some tough times. If you're going through a challenging time, what to do about it, what are some things that you can, action steps that you can take, and what are some things that you can work on or focus on to help you move through those times. Now, I am talking about this because I have had experiences of late where working with some clients and they're just feeling a bit, they're feeling a bit flat. They're just not feeling great. Things aren't going as well as what they wanted to, or sales aren't as where they need them to be. And so there's just a general feeling of people, like, oh, what am I going to do about it? Like, what if this is what it is? And what if this is the way that it's going to be? So how to sort of move through that and sort of what to focus on to help you in those time periods. And what, I see, because I work with lots of different types of businesses, whether it's a retail store, whether you've got a brand. Obviously I work with mostly product-based businesses, but I do work with service-based as well. And, helping you figure out like where you're at, what is the best thing for you, what do you need to do to focus on to sort of help you get out of funks and feelings that you experience as having a business? Like, it's very normal to experience that. It's very normal to have ups and downs in business. There's very few businesses that ever have like a smooth sailing and smooth projection. It's just all roses and sales only go up and up and up. But like, there's always things that people go through. There's always tough times. There's always ups and downs. And it's about how to manage that and how to set yourself up so that you're adapting, you're resilient and you can bounce back and moving through those challenging times. All right. So acknowledging, first of all, that, there is a period, like especially right now in the economy, where there are a lot of people struggling. There are a lot of people who haven't got the sales that they normally would. They're scared about what the future holds. They're worried about what's going on and what's going to happen and where their cash flow is right now. Like this, it's definitely happening. There's definitely happening to a lot of people. But on the flip side of that, I also do work with lots of people who are just booming, and they are the state of the economy has no impact on them at all because their business is growing and growing and growing, and sales are increasing, and they've had their best months ever. So that is definitely the situation for some people too. And so if that's not you though, like if you're on the opposite side of it where you're like, this is the worst and I've just got no money and I just don't know what to do, let's talk about some things that you can do. All right. So number one is surrounding yourself with the right people. And whether that means that like an external support network of, some for mental health, or whether it's through people that like a therapist or someone you're going to talk to, or whether it's just surrounding yourself with the right positive people in your life and your household, or the people you interact with the most. So making sure you're surrounding yourself with around the right people and not letting other people bring you down, and being surrounded by negativity or negative people is only going to hurt you. So figuring out if you need to add external support networks to your mix, or whether you need to, reach out to a friend or reach out to a business colleague or reach out to someone else. I reached out to someone on Instagram the other day and just said, hey, do you want to meet for lunch? Because I think we've got the, perfect mix of different, same businesses, but different. And I think we'd have a lot to talk about and to help each other, talk through some different things. And it's awesome because now we had lunch and we've, worked through some things. And it was just someone I just reached out because I thought she would be someone who's really aligned with where I'm at, and why not give that a go? So that's what I did. So, what can you do to surround yourself with the right people and surround yourself with the right support network to help you grow, whether that's a business coach, whether that's, a community that you engage in, whether it's a business on, chat on Instagram or whatever it might be. Maybe it's your bestie who is going to lift you up and give you that different attitude or mood. So where can you surround yourself with the right people? Number two is to fill your life with the right influences. And that sort of taps into number one, but it also taps into, what are you doing each day when you start your day? Are you getting up, checking your phone for, sales notifications. And then like, if you haven't had any, you're like, oh no, now it's going to be terrible. Now I haven't got anything coming overnight. And now I'm going to start the day off like, oh no, this could be another bad day. What's going to happen now? Like if you're starting your day like that, that is not a positive way to start your day. So what can you do to set yourself up in a way that brings you energy, lifts your mood, and doesn't sort of bring you down from when you first wake up and get out of bed? So whether it's, you don't watch the news, I would highly recommend no one watches the news. I don't think there's ever anything good that comes from that. But maybe you start with the day with 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe you start the day with some meditation. Maybe you start the day with a empowering podcast that always gives you energy, or you can go for a walk, do some exercise. What can you do to fill your life with the right influences? Can you read certain books? Can you, only stop yourself from being on your phone too much? So really limit your things that you're doing that are probably not helping you. So surrounding yourself with the right influences can really help you set yourself up to be in the right mood, to be in the right frame of mind, to have the right attitude for the day ahead. So that would be number 2. Number 3, again, taps into that, is looking after your energy or your well-being. Now, often people might start off and they're like, oh, I've just been feeling yuck and things aren't going well, and I just, it's just not great. So what are you going to do about it? Like, what are the things that help you and don't help you? Whether that's alcohol, whether that is exercise, whether that's the food that you consume, whether it's, again, the podcasts that you might listen to or the meditations that you do. What are some things that will improve your energy, make you feel better, that you can start ticking off and making sure you add them to your everyday, so that you've got the energy to handle and manage your business if the business isn't going as well as what you would like? So how do you set yourself up to be in the right frame of mind to tackle tough things and to tackle hard times and to stay resilient and adaptable and to have the right mindset and frame of mind to be like, yes, okay, I'm going to try this. I've done that before. I've given it a go. I'm going to go harder on this now. I'm going to try a new thing. I'm going to, get scrappy and try a different thing to try and get sales coming in my business. If you've got a low energy yourself, and if you're not feeling great, that is much harder to show up, turn up, and to, be in the right frame of mind to sell your product or, showcase your new offerings to a new stockist. You've got to be in the right frame of mind. So how can you do that? How can you look after your energy and lift your energy from being low or flat to, like a 9 or a 10, so that you're like, yep, I'm ready to go. Let's get into it. It's a new day. Let's start again. Where are we at? I'm so grateful for these things. I'm so lucky to have this opportunity. Everything I can do, the things are in my control, I can control. These are the things I'm going to control. And so that sort of taps into that, like, what can you do? What is in your control to focus on? So focusing on those things to help you be in a better frame of mind to approach your business and if things aren't going well. So number 4 taps into that. Again, I've touched on it already, is get scrappy. What can you do that you maybe haven't done for a while that you're like, I just need to go back to doing this because that worked years ago and I haven't done it for ages because I've moved past that in my business, but now I need to go back and start getting scrappy again? Or what can I do? Like an example is when things were really tough in my retail store business, I would negotiate all the different with my suppliers about, payment plans. How could I sort of extend it longer? Or how could I have a bigger order come in and have a 10-week payment plan that I paid, $500 a week as opposed to $5,000 or something like that? What can you do like that? Again, when I had my retail store, I would go and, the $2 shop and get some crazy stuff for the window to really have a big impact on the display and the way it looked, or move things around in store. So how can you do things that don't cost you money to get scrappy and sort of try and start to sell more? If you're online, what can you do yourself? What is in your control to manage? You might not be able to spend money on Facebook ads, but you can focus on your SEO on your website. You can double down on your content for your marketing, for your blog, to really try and attract new people to your audience. You can email your customers because that is in your control. Maybe you used to send, 1 email a month. Start sending 1 a week. If you're sending 1 a week, start sending 2 or 3 a week. Like, what can you do to change or do things differently than what you've done before? I think it's a sort of thing that there's always something else you can do, and it's just a matter of what. And if you're in the, head in the sand just going, I can't, there's nothing else I can do, it's just, things aren't great. It's going to stay not great for a while and I've just got to accept it. That's not going to help you. So you've got to keep taking action. You've got to keep moving forward. And, no one has an easy, smooth ride in business. I think that's something to say, that it depends on what you're doing, depends on what your business is, depends on where you're at, how long you've been going and all that sort of stuff. But no one has it easy. Sarah Blakely from Spanx, she didn't have it easy. She got scrappy. She decided to do different things. She tried different things, like did pop-ups, wore things in different places. Like, what can you do to get scrappy in your business that's a bit different? A client I just spoke to the other day, said to me she just, she hadn't sold much wholesale that she wanted to. So she got on a mission, made some sales calls. I think she said she made about 10 phone calls and she generated 10 grand in the business in a short period of time because she did something she hadn't done for a while. She did something different. Now, it's not going to work for everyone and it's definitely not going to be the case for everyone, but sales is something you've got to focus on. So how can you focus on that in your business? Show up more on video, plan a strategy, like actually have a plan for what you're actually going to be doing and map out, what are the things that you need to focus on? Is it that your traffic's really dropped down? So how can you get more traffic? Or is it that you haven't got the right products right now because you've sold out of certain things? So how can you try and sell the products you've got? And most of the time in product businesses, people have product to sell, but they're just not selling them. So how can you get a different sales channel? How can you, let's say, try and clear product through a clearance outlet like TK Maxx or something like that, or have a pop-up sale or a flash sale on certain products, or do a pop-up store or a market for something that you wouldn't normally do. And it might mean going back to do things that you've gone past. As I said, you might be like, oh, I'm past the markets. I don't want to do those. Maybe market is what you need to do, though, to get in front of new customers. Maybe you need to approach, a new different avenue for selling that you haven't done before. So thinking about what you've done and if you can do something completely different and looking at case studies, looking at what other people are doing, like testing out, if they've how to get stockists. Maybe they've sent a whole gift pack to a stockist and then they've followed up with, like a delivery of something or a phone call, or they've got 10 new stockists on board, but maybe that's because they sent out 100 packs of their catalog and a sample. Like, you don't know what other people have done, but it's like trying to figure out what other people might be doing to get scrappy, or listening to other people's stories to really try and help you figure out like what you haven't done already and be adaptable. Try something new, try something different, have a new idea. Or, you might have tried influencer marketing before and you're like, it doesn't work. Okay, well, try it with a different, set of people, or try having brand ambassadors instead of influencers. Try getting a company who does user-generated content to do some stuff for you. That is something that a lot of people are moving into, user-generated content. And there's a lot of people who actually offer that for you as well. I've got a link of one, which I'll put in the show notes as well, all right, so continually learning, continually trying to test new things, continually diversifying, maybe explore new markets. Maybe you've got a product that is very seasonal, and the time of year let's say in Australia, if that's where you are, where I am, that it's coming into spring. Maybe your product is a better winter product, it's cashmere or something. So how can you explore different markets? Or if you sell a summer product, if you sell that in Australia, it's coming up to a peak season, but how can you, next March, April, May, start to look at, okay, what other markets can I sell to that need this? And so I've got a more even out business. It's not such a, huge dip in cash flow and stuff like that. So really looking at what else you can do, trying to be adaptable, trying to adjust and come up with new ways to do things, or go back to what things you might have done in the past to get scrappy and, try new things. And again, your energy needs to be high to be able to approach that. So making sure, number 3, that you've thought about that and how you're going to have the biggest impact, because your energy is at the right level as well. All right, so number 5 is to make a plan and to figure out, like what are some short-term survival strategy things you might be putting in place, and what are some costs you might need to cut temporarily. What are some things that you can focus on that are revenue-generating opportunities? So making sure that the things that you spend the most time on are the money-generating activities, and that sometimes you have to stop doing something else to focus on this temporarily as a short-term goal to try and get survival as opposed to the long-term vision. So making a plan for, making sure that you're looking at sales activities and marketing activities to really bring in extra income into your business, and to not dwell on what you can't control. You can control how many people you approach, how you show up online, how many emails you send to your customers, what product you focus on, or, what sort of things you're going to bring to market. You can't control everyone else's purchases. You can only, showcase what you've got. So really making a plan and figuring out, what are the things that you need to focus on that are money generating activities, needle moving activities, to really help you know what you need to tackle each day. Is it that you need to, send out that email? Is it that you need to plan your content out? Is it that you will need to approach 5 stores, as a phone call or as a catalog or an email to get new stockists on board? Is it that you need to take that big leap and approach a big marketplace and try and get your products into a new marketplace? Is it that you can try and contact some, global opportunities, or add your product to a marketplace like Fair or something like that if you want to sell wholesale or bulletin? Those sort of things. Like, what can you do that's actually going to get you into front of more people and actually give you the opportunity to get more sales? All right, so let's just go through the top 5 things to focus on when you are in a bit of a slump, when you're not feeling great, and how to stay strong during these sort of tough times and challenging times. Number 1 is to make sure you surround yourself with the right people. And I've got a little quote on my wall, which is like, surround yourself with good humans who see you, love you, and celebrate you. So making sure that you're surrounding yourself with the people who are going to lift you up, not bring you down. Number 2 is to fill your life with the right influences, whether that's, practicing gratitude, going to do your exercise, or, on podcasts or TV, consuming the right information. What are the things that are going to fill you with the right influences? Having the right meals, eating the right food, getting some clean air, and, going for a walk on the beach, whatever it might be for you. So fill your life with the right influences. Number 3 is to look after your energy and your well-being. So how do you make sure that if you're not feeling great, what are the things that you can do, and have that, whether it's a list, whether it's a plan, what are the things I can do to help myself, increase my energy level, be in the right frame of mind to approach my business if it's not going as well as what I would like. Number 4 is to get scrappy. Do some things that you might not normally do, and to push yourself out of your comfort zone, and to really explore new avenues and new opportunities. So what are some things that you can do that you might not have want to do, or you might not have be past doing, but they're actually going to help you get in front of more people and sell more of your product. Number 5 is to make a plan for that. So focusing on the right activities, focusing on the right money, needle moving activities, and making sure that you're spending your time doing the right things, not fluffing around with, what color labels you need, or that your website isn't, the right font or whatever it might be, but actually focusing on activities that they're actually going to get you in front of the right people. Making sure that you're focusing on sales and marketing activities that are actually going to, move the needle in your business, that are actually going to have an impact. So selecting the things that you spend your time on. And this might change. This is just what you're going to be doing right now to sort of get through these tough times, but really making sure that you know what they are to really help you. All right, I hope that's helped. I hope some of these strategies are something that you can put into place in your business. If you want support in your business and you want help to manage your product business, and you want to, get some ideas, be surrounded by the right people, send me a message, send me a DM. I've got different programs, different support networks for people to join my membership, join my roadmap program, opportunities for really helping you tackle different things in your business that are actually going to bring you more customers. So look forward to sharing more with you in the next few episodes. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Make sure you subscribe and follow along, and I will speak to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to the Lotco Business Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure you subscribe to receive future episodes as they are released. And I'd be so grateful for a review on Apple Podcast. If you would like a copy of the show notes or any of the links mentioned today, please jump onto my website at thelotco.com.au/podcast. Have an amazing week, and I look forward to chatting to you again soon.